Joe Biden has just made Juneteenth a national holiday. So somebody earlier asked me, what is Juneteenth? Well, Juneteenth is basically the celebration of when America ended slavery in this country. Which, like, if there was one thing Americans should be celebrating, it would be this. Like, literally, ending slavery in America is probably the best thing, the single greatest thing America has ever done. Enslaving people was probably the worst thing we've ever done. So if we're going to celebrate anything, yeah. Now, Native Americans, destroy the Native Americans, I think that's probably number two. Now, maybe some people say that's the number one worst thing we ever did. It's debatable, but like in a way, enslaving people to me is like worse than murder. Owning another human being, taking them, raping them, forcing them to work against their will if they don't want to, beating them, murdering them, taking their children away from them, murdering their children, living in a completely hopeless existence with people that hate you, beat you, torture you. Yeah, man, that is some fucked up goddamn shit. Hard to believe anybody was ever okay with that. Ending that is one of the greatest fucking things we've ever done. It's the greatest thing we've ever done in this country, in my opinion. Kind of a side story, but one thing they used to do to slaves, I don't know if you guys know this, but they would, the white slave masters sometimes would take the biggest, strongest, most disobedient male slaves, and they would rape them. They called it buck breaking, in order to break their spirit by raping them until their spirit was so broken they couldn't fight back and they would just obey. The worst shit in the fucking world. In fact, buck breaking is a new hot topic on 4chan. The racists on 4chan, they're all pissed off because interracial sex is hugely popular these days. Big black dicks is a big thing these days. So they got to push back with their racism. So they continuously bring up buck breaking in order to try to disenfranchise black people. Because, you know, racists got to be racist shitheads. But anyway, Joe Biden finally, he didn't know what Juneteenth was last year. Now he's on board. Now it's a national holiday.
In short, this day doesn't just celebrate the past. It calls for action today. I wish all Americans a happy Juneteenth. And I'm certainly in a moment, going to sign into law, making it a federal holiday.
So I've been critical of Joe, but this is a very good thing. This should have been the first national holiday. What's the greatest thing America ever did, huh? Let's think about that. Oh, we freed slaves. Yeah, that one. Let's celebrate that one. And this is something not just black people should be sharing or celebrating. This is something every white American should be incredibly fucking proud of. We should be horrified that we ever allowed slavery to take place to begin with. But we should feel proud that a lot of really great people stood up and they gave their lives to end this incredible fucking evil. We should be celebrating this. But of course, conservatives are racist pieces of shit. And of course, they're pissed. They're pissed that anybody would dare think about celebrating the end of slavery in this country. Let's start off with white supremacist booger-eating Nick Fuentes. Incensed by it, of course. They are replacing our holidays, our monuments, our heroes. They're not replacing my heroes. My heroes were never Confederate soldiers. My heroes were never traitors that literally gave their lives in order to enslave, rape, and torture other people. Yes, that might be your hero because you're subhuman, you're trash, but not mine, motherfucker. Our history, our culture, our constitution, our religion. They are replacing the population. They are destroying our civilization and replacing it with a third world shithole. Well, if slavery is part of your proud civilization, your proud history, then it should be destroyed and replaced. Booger Nick. Swallow hard, motherfucker. And of course, little Benny Shapiro, he tweeted out this tweet from a stead that said, "It's kind of amazing. Juneteenth is going to be a federal holiday for reasons teachers won't be allowed to explain to their students out of fear critical race theory backlash." True story. Going to make it illegal to even teach the history of racism and slavery in this country. So kids won't even know what the fuck Juneteenth is about. And Benny Shapiro's like, "I'm pretty sure people in the United States are aware of slavery." Imagine this brain dead response. Hey, I'm pretty sure people in the United States are aware of mathematics. Why teach mathematics? They know about mathematics, right? Hey, I'm pretty sure that kids know about social studies, history. Why are we teaching these? Kids have heard of history. Why are you teaching it? Just as brain dead as you can fucking possibly be. So, of course, he is a multi-millionaire conservative hero. Because you garbage, you fucks. Charlie Kirk, watermelon head Charlie Kirk, tweeted out, Lincoln knew America's founding was July 4th, 1776. Who gives a shit about that? We're still celebrating that too, right? What does that have to do with Juneteenth? He knew that was the day our amazing nation made a step from ideal to reality. Literally in 1776, slavery is still legal. Literally only the white people were granted their independence on 1776. What are you even talking about, dummy? Juneteenth is an affront to the unity of July 4th. How does it affect July 4th in any way? We now have 2 summer holidays. Oh no, not 2 holidays. I can't believe we have 2 days of celebration. The horror. Think of the children having to celebrate twice during the summer. And one of them based on race. Not based on race, based on ending slavery. Shame on the GOP for supporting this. Like, lots of them voted against this, so they barely supported it. You racist fucks. And of course, Candace Owens. Candace Owens, who literally sued over racial discrimination, won $50,000. Now I'm going to pretend like racism doesn't exist in this country. She came out and said, Juneteenth is so lame. You can even hear the vocal fry in her tweets. Democrats really need to stop trying to repackage segregation. That's right, folks. Isn't the celebration of the end of slavery and, giving black folks rights, isn't that segregation? Beyond parody. How you compare to this? I'll be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only. I'm an American. You're a whiny piss baby snowflake. Good God, y'all. Who gives a shit? Celebrate anything you fucking want to or nothing at all. You're a moron. Has nothing to do with you being American. So obviously Azalea Banks, hero shit. She crawled up in Candace Owens' ass and gave her what for? Azalea Banks says, according to this logic, on July 4th, 1776, you would still be enslaved. Most likely on the verge of starvation due to all of America's food supply having been prioritized for the war. While you hand sew American flags and struggle to wet nurse some depressed 24-year-old white widow's sickly child until your nipples are chapped and dry, whereafter you will be whipped by her 80-year-old uncle for your own malnourishment and inability to produce milk, then sent to toil over a wood-burning stove, blistering your hands while forced to make a peasantly meal of biscuits and gravy. You will be watched closely by her irate, sunburned, and whiskey-soaked 80-year-old uncle to be sure you do not sneak a single biscuit or fingerful of roux to yourself. After you've watched everyone eat, you will be sent to do the cleaning up. Your last task will be brushing the stressed and balding white widow's hair to prepare for her sleeping bonnet, a deep rest in her comfortable canopy bed. Next, your final descent down the stairs and out of the back door, where you'll proudly sleep on a bed, bug-infested pile of hay in a 6x4 cabin you share with 4 of the slaves. Happy Independence Day, Candace Owens! And yeah, that's what she wants to celebrate, folks. Now, look, folks, I know that Candace Owens does not give a shit about Juneteenth. She doesn't give a shit about 4th of July. Literally just a shameless grifter who will say whatever she has to say to make money, and she will. They will reward her for saying this. Here's one from sexy ass Cody Shody Johnson. Sorry, I don't mean to sexually harass the incredibly sexy Cody Johnson. Sorry, Cody. Here's a GOP rep Norman explains his Juneteenth no folks on Fox Radio. GOP rep Ralph Norman says, how many holidays do we want? Yeah, here's a good argument. We're having too much fun in America. We can't celebrate the end of slavery because you guys really want another holiday? He goes on to say, what's the magic number? This would put it at 11. Do we want 20? This is 100% the same exact arguments they made against Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The same racist cracker bullshit every goddamn time. Are we gonna do one for Native American Indians? Yeah, let's have a holiday for Native American Indians. No, because it's trying to celebrate. We did nothing good for Native Americans. Yeah, let's celebrate us giving them pox blankets. Let's celebrate it, wiping them out and taking their land. No, can't do it. There's nothing to celebrate there. If there was, I'd be all for it. But there ain't. I mean, where does it stop? This was such an easy no vote. Yep. Racist ass GOP doing what the racists do. And that is my Juneteenth coverage, folks. Happy Juneteenth. I know this is controversial, but ending slavery is good? I don't know. Maybe you want to celebrate that.